My name is Bernd Heise. I'm 65 years old. I'm married and we live in Munich, Germany. I live with Alzheimer disease, the disease with the Alzheimer type. I was diagnosed almost 4 years ago. I'm participating in the European Working Group of people with dementia, and I'm also a member of the advisory board in the German Alzheimer Society. In my professional life, I've been an engineer developing semiconductors for telecommunication systems. My first experience with dementia was like 30 years ago. In the company where I was employed, there was a co-worker, like 50 years old. When I once talked to him, he told me that he had some severe problems with his manager and his wife had left him. I asked him for details, but it became, for me, a very difficult conversation, and I saw that he frequently changed the topic. So I was curious what the background might be, and when I met him the next day, I tried to continue the conversation, but he explicitly denied at all that we had talked the day before at all. So I was entirely dumbfounded. I had no idea what to do in such a situation, what the reason of his behavior was. I was simply not educated for meet someone who had some dementia. The end of the story was that the person had to leave the company within a few days. This experience touched me very much. Since then, I very often thought about that again. But at that time, I didn't understand what the background was. Next slide. A negative attitude against people with dementia, the so-called stigma, still exists. For many years, people with dementia were mostly characterized by old age and loss of memory. However, I have the impression that in the recent years, this has slowly changed. I would say it was a long development, which already started in the late 90s, when several celebrities made public that they were suffering from dementia. And sometime later, dementia became even a feature in some movies. In those movies, people with dementia were presented as sensitive and vulnerable people with their own ideas and desires. However, there is still a lot to do. We shall create a better and inclusive environment for people with dementia. There may be some restrictions, but our life shall remain being worth living. In a poll in Germany in 2014, it was highlighted that 83% of the people support a better health care for people with dementia. Moreover, I think it has not changed much since then. In my social environment, I'm very open about my disease. Moreover, I'm glad that my friends and neighbors do not have any reservations against me or other people with dementia. In fact, there was only a single situation at all that I can recall that someone had openly reservations about dementia and my engagement for the Alzheimer Society. In conversations, I sometimes hear from people that they have a relative or a friend who suffers from dementia. I see that it is very helpful for these people to be able to talk to someone who has an interest in that disease. Munich, Germany, where we live, is not one of the dementia-friendly communities, although there was already an initiative some years ago to make the city more dementia-friendly. Therefore, I reflect here what other cities are doing to be dementia-friendly. To transform a community to be dementia-friendly is likely to start with an initiative from a network of people which are interested to make the community more dementia and inclusive friendly. Such communities are built from several single initiatives. They are founded on the consensus of all responsible persons and on greater persistence. They strive to get the buy-in of all the necessary stakeholders on all levels. The consensus shall be based on the principle of full inclusion of all people on an equal status and on the basis of mutual respect as well as of respect for human dignity and freedom and rights. The main support for the initiative to build a dementia-friendly community should be driven from supporting individuals and local organizations like the Red Cross, associations for people with dementia, like the Alzheimer's Association, caregiver services, hospitals, local doctors, church communities, schools, sport and other leisure clubs, peer support groups of people with dementia, political parties, universities, and last not least, we need the buy-in of the city council and the mayor and the political parties. Typically, the lead of the transformation would be a steering committee represented by the mayor, the city council, and other stakeholders that are most actively pushing for the dementia-friendly community. The main goal is to improve the quality of life for people with dementia and their relatives. The people with dementia shall also fully included in the city. They shall be able to voice their desires and shall be able to make proposals about what should be changed. That means that they shall be fully included in the social life of the community. Here. The main goal to improve the quality of life and for people with dementia and their relatives the next point is a full inclusion of people with dementia in the society is an action point. Give what is also on the slide, people with dementia a forum to speak for themselves, recognize the rights of people with dementia and their caregivers, involve the people with dementia in activities on the local clubs, like for sports and arts. All changes in urban design shall consider people with dementia and other handicapped. Support for volunteering and professional caregivers, improve the quality of care at home and in nursing homes. Special training about dementia for physicians. That's, I think, very important because I had at that time some problems to get a proper diagnosis. People with dementia shall be more self-confident and also, if possible, should be able to walking outside. With the consent of the person with dementia, he or she could wear an emergency call button, including a location system. Such system would be the last resort if the person is alone and lost, and if nobody is around that can ask for the way. By the way, I had also here some experience. Like 25 years ago, I found an elderly woman in the wood. She was entirely disoriented and had presumably spent the whole night in the wood. Because of that experience, I would be very much in favor for technical location systems that exist today. And for the future, I expect that we will see more gadgets to help. A good example, a good example is, I'm sorry, this was wrong. To start building a dementia, no, I had that already, didn't I? It is crucial that elder people shall remain active. They should be motivated to participate in activities that could, for example, be going out with other people or walking on their own. A good example, what activities can be offered to seniors is the program that is, as just an example, issued by the Alzheimer Society in Munich. And here is a list of activities that are offered to the people. The programs include simple gymnastics, painting and drawing, music and singing, dancing, memory training, qigong, cooking together, introduction to state-of-the-art techniques like computers, mobile positioning systems, city tours in and around Munich, hiking and cycling in the vicinity of Munich. There was always a great interest in these activities, and some activities are very often fully booked. Another example for activation is the yearly holiday trip of the Munich Alzheimer Society together with the France Alzheimer Group from Avignon. The program is called Rencontres Sans Frontières, was started in 2011 as an initiative of the two local Alzheimer groups, France Alzheimer Vaucluse in France and Alzheimer Gesellschaft in Munich, Germany. These organization vacations are organized by alternating either in France or in Germany, each time at a different location in one of the two countries. More details of this program is also displayed today on a poster presentation in the hall outside. Thank you for your attention. That concludes my presentation.